The first Indy 500 practice during the month of May is tomorrow. We couldn't be more excited, but will the rain prevent drivers from getting out on the track? Welcome to this Monday evening edition of Facebook Live. It's great to be with you. We're going to get with Angela in a moment. She's going to spell out how this rain potentially could impact practice tomorrow at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we'll begin to take a look at the rest of the week, which includes some much warmer temperatures. Don't we all deserve warmer temperatures after some of the cold snaps that we've been dealing with during the month of April and early May? Also want to let you know that tonight we are going to be visiting with Susie Wheldon, the widow of Indy 500 two-time champion Dan Wheldon. Dave Calabro's got a great story that you're going to want to see coming up on 13 News at 11 o'clock as he sits down with Susie Wheldon in Florida. Wait until you see their two sons and what they are getting into as we remember the great Dan Wheldon, two-time Indy 500 champion. And I got some good personal news today. My wife has beaten cancer. She was declared cancer-free today after going through her 30th radiation treatment for breast cancer. You are going to see her story from diagnosis to ringing the bell. That's all coming up tonight here on Facebook Live. But let's kick things off tonight by bringing Angela in. Angela, how was your weekend, my friend?
Weekend was great, and I tell you, Janae's celebration today, it puts a lot of sunshine on this soggy start to the week.
Thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to see that story in a second, and I think you're gonna like it. I know I loved it today.
Yeah.
Hearing that bell ring, but you know, we did have that soggy start today,
Yeah.
and of course, lots of fans are going to be interested in going out to the track tomorrow for that first practice in the morning. What do you think? We're going to have rain to deal with tomorrow?
We are going to have rain to deal with, so it'll be interesting to see how we can work around rain and maybe some dry time at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is opening day for practice for the Indy 500. We are tracking a slow-moving weather system, but like today, we also get a few dry hours. Now, the rain, the steadiest rain tonight, has been west and southwest of Indianapolis, and I'm going to give you a closer view and actually put this into motion, and you can see slow-moving rain, basically the western half of the state. This is a close-up view. Heavy rain moving out of Brazil. We have it now east and northeast of Crawfordsville, and it's kind of just drifting slowly north, slightly northwest on the east side of a storm system that's sitting back across parts of Missouri. So you can almost see that little counterclockwise shift to the precipitation bands. Everything around an area of low pressure circulates counterclockwise, and that low is out near Kansas City. So until that low moves east of us, we're going to be in and out of rain chances, and unfortunately that includes during the day tomorrow. Now, this is Future Track 13. So far, so good on the placement of the evening rain. And again, just because it's moving so slow and we're still east of the center of the system, we do have rain in the forecast for tomorrow. So plan accordingly. If you are headed out to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for practice, take the rain gear. Actually, anything you've got planned tomorrow, take the rain gear. And I tell you what, our app can be very, very helpful because we can see when dry time might happen as we're tracking the rain with live Doppler 13 radar. So it can be a real help if you're out and about during the day tomorrow.
Okay, very good. We will have the rain gear tomorrow. Facebook friends beginning to check in tonight. Wendell from Alabama joining us tonight. Wendell, great to have you in for the show tonight. Chadwick saying hello. Sharon from Logansport joining us tonight. Wes is back with us tonight. Great to have you back with us, Wes. And Lynn from Noblesville saying hello to Scott and Angela. It's great to have all of you with us tonight. Be sure to let us know where you're watching Facebook Live. We'll give you a shout out over the next 15 minutes. Now, coming up on 13 News at 11 o'clock, we're going to be taking a look at our big story, of course, and really digging into this idea that Indiana has decided now to end the extra unemployment benefits. So beginning in June 19th, the extra $300 that's added to unemployment checks is going to disappear along with the program that is with that and funds the program. We're going to be spending a lot of time tonight on the show at 11 o'clock discussing this and peeling away the layers. What does this mean for small businesses that have been hard hit by the pandemic in terms of trying to get their employees back inside to work? We're going to go ahead and talk about that, all part of our big story coverage tonight at 11. Another story that we're going to want to share with you tonight on 13 News at 11, Dave Calabro recently went down to Florida to spend some time with Susie Wheldon. Susie was married to Dan Wheldon, the great Indy 500 driver who won the race twice, including the last time 10 years ago. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years. He was killed later that year in a horrible crash out in Las Vegas. And tonight I sat down with Dave and got a preview of the story that you're going to see tonight on 13 News at 11. Watch. So Dave, tell us about the story that you've got going tonight.
Hi, Scott. Yeah, so Susie Wheldon, 10 years ago, Dan Wheldon became a two-time winner of the 500 in dramatic fashion. We'll get into all that tonight at 11 o'clock. And then 3 months later, he was tragically killed at the last IndyCar race. So I went down to Florida to hang out with Susie and the two boys. She's got a 12 and a 9-year-old. And it's just remarkable, her perseverance and the spirit of her. So we just want to check back 10 years later, and her kids are racing now, Scott. That kind of is revealed in the story. And you're probably at home going, this woman lost her husband to racing, and she's letting her children race now. I mean, it's just a remarkable conversation at 11 o'clock about that decision to let them race. And they're now sponsored by Andretti Autosport, which, of course, who their dad raced for. So it's just a really wild turn of events. And both of the kids, Scott, have talent. It's not like they're just doing this because of their dad's name. They have talent. So we get into all that tonight. And then Susie's just a remarkable person, and we get into the whole conversation about how they fell in love. She was a PR girl back in the day and met this Englishman named Dan Wheldon. Hello, I'm Dan Wheldon. Hello, DC. Just a great personality, a guy who just loved life, larger than life kind of personality.
Can't wait to watch this story.
Yeah.
What a great family, and what an exclusive look at this wife and mom of two, and to be able to see these boys now growing up before our lives. It's been a long time since we've seen them.
Yeah, to see what they've been through and to see how they've come out the other side and what they're like as young little men. I went up in their trophy room. They've got hundreds of trophies already, Scott. I'm like, where did you guys buy these trophies? And the oldest one said, oh, we bought them on eBay. Just being silly. So they're accomplished little guys already. And just to see their personalities and that special bond that you know about between a mom and her boys and what they've meant to her and this road back 10 years later. Yeah, I think it's these stories that'll tug at your heart tonight at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, we're looking forward to watching. Dave, thanks so much.
Scotty, we're on track tomorrow. Let's go racing.
Dave was saying he's on track, and he wants to go racing. I mean, obviously Dave's the voice of the Speedway. Angela, what do you think? Are they going to get on the track for some laps tomorrow, you think?
You know, if we would get kind of in this break where we've got rain east and rain west and the center of the system hasn't come overhead yet, there's a chance we get some dry hours tomorrow. I would prepare for rain if you're headed out to the Speedway, or anything you might have planned, but keep your fingers crossed. It's May. It's a magical place out there. Somehow we always find a window.
Yeah, you bet. Dan Wheldon, one of the great champions. I can just remember he was always such a thrill on the red carpet, particularly after he won in 2011. Big smile, and his kids, so cute. Those little boys were so cute, and it's really neat to see them growing up and getting into racing. So we'll be seeing that story tonight with Dave Calabro coming up at 11 o'clock. All right, we want to go ahead and end tonight. A little personal news. Today was a big day with the Swan family. My wife, Janae, who has been battling breast cancer for 116 days, today went into the cancer center and had her final radiation treatment. 30 radiation treatments. She has been a champ. She's been strong. She's been a battler. She's been a warrior. And today went in, and she went armed with a couple of things. She went in with crumble cookies and her favorite devotion, which is called Jesus Calling, and she passed those out to her medical team there in the radiation center, went through her final radiation, and then was able to ring the bell. And for those of you that follow me on Facebook, you know I post about this and my wife's challenges through breast cancer, but her big message to all the ladies out there is to please get a mammogram. Please get your annual screening. Get in there. It is so important. And so when we learned that Janae back in January had cancer, I decided that what I would do is document it. I just used my iPhone. And so every couple of days I would interview my wife just to talk to her about it. It's what I do, and she, listened to my questions and did the best she could in terms of answering. And I put a story together because I wanted to document Janae's journey through cancer. And so tonight here on Facebook Live, you're getting the first look at it. Let's watch. 2021 was shaping up to be a great year for our family. Our daughter was pregnant with her first child. And our son's wife was pregnant with twins. But our life changed on January 20th.
I was watching the inauguration and got a phone call, and doctor told me that yes, I did indeed have invasive ductal breast cancer.
The discovery came following Janae's annual mammogram. From the beginning, Janae leaned on her faith.
I know that God's got me. He knew I was going to be diagnosed with this. This is part of my story. You know, this test will be my testimony.
The first step on Janae's journey was seeing the cancer.
Okay, so now this is your breast ultrasound, and on a breast ultrasound, the tumor looks opposite, so it's dark, and here it is.
The tumor had grown since her last mammogram 1 year ago, but the doctor told us cancer cells can go undetected.
She thought that I had had this cancer in my body for at least 7 years, and that it was just slow growing. I think that took me back, like, you don't really realize, wow, I've had cancer in my body all this long and didn't know about it.
Initially, it appeared the cancer had not spread.
There's a normal looking lymph node right there, and another one right there. So it does not appear that it's actually gone to the lymph nodes at this point. So that's good news.
Okay.
Janae's journey included dozens of doctor appointments. A genetic test revealed she did not have the breast cancer gene, so doctors gave Janae this recommendation.
She thought the best course of treatment for me was to have a lumpectomy and then to have reduction and restoration reconstruction surgery. She said there were other options, a single mastectomy or a double mastectomy, but really felt like for the type of cancer I have, where it is, how early it was caught, that it's not fast growing, that this would be the best for me.
Janae shared her journey on Facebook and urged women to not let the pandemic scare them off from getting an annual mammogram.
So it's so important, don't put it off, go and get your mammogram.
Women responded.
I saw it on Facebook and it really touched me because I realized that I had not had a mammogram in quite a long time. And I felt for her and I thought to myself, I really need to do this.
They scheduled mammograms. Jessie Hetwer had never had one until she saw Janae's news on Facebook.
She posted on there saying, please let me know when your appointments are so I can pray for you. And I just thought that was so beautiful.
This is my prayer calendar. It's just filled with ladies' names who are getting their mammograms. On Monday, I prayed for Michelle Gioli. She's a longtime friend of mine out in California. And then Debbie Montz had hers. Then Heidi Miller had hers on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we had 5 ladies, Darlene, Cindy, Angela, another Cindy, Ellen, had their mammograms. Then on Thursday, Linda Stacy. And then on Friday, 3 ladies, Brenda, Julie, and Tracy.
I don't know any of these women, and I feel honored to pray for them and encourage them to go get their mammogram, because early detection is key.
Okay, I'm ready. It's February 22nd, 2021, heading to the hospital for my breast cancer surgery. Got my fatigues on, ready to fight this cancer, ready to go into battle. And here's my sign. I will beat cancer.
At the hospital, a nurse started the IV. Surgeons marked Janae's chest where they would make the incisions. Then, dressed in a surgical gown and wearing a mask, Janae walked to the operating room.
Bye. See you later.
Love you. Her breast cancer surgery took 4 hours. Surgeons removed the tumor and 2 lymph nodes. She'll want to know, just generally speaking, how big an area did you take?
Probably like a golf ball size.
Golf ball size. Janae would spend 1 night in the hospital and eventually learned the cancer had spread.
I'm clinically stage 2 because the cancer had spread to one of my lymph nodes that was taken out during my surgery. So that has bumped me up to stage 2, but the type of cancer and how small it was and where it was, they seem to think the prognosis is like somebody who has stage 1.
During Janae's recovery from surgery, the tumor was tested to determine whether she needed chemotherapy.
Luckily, her score was low, which indicated that chemotherapy was not going to be a benefit to her.
Janae's treatment would include 6 weeks of radiation. The first visit to the cancer center was pretty emotional.
But I have to tell you, it kind of shook me when we pulled up to that building. When I saw big, huge words, Cancer Center, it kind of hit me like I didn't really feel like I belonged there.
Every weekday for 6 weeks, Janae came here to the Cancer Center. She'd lay on this table for 30 radiation treatments.
Surgery is like pulling that weed out of your yard. And radiation's like the weed killer.
What's today?
Today is my last day of radiation.
4 months after hearing a cancer diagnosis, Janae undergoes her final radiation treatment, and here's the words she's prayed to hear.
I can, walk out of there today and say I'm cancer-free. Janae has a very good prognosis. I think she is highly likely to be cured.
After your last radiation treatment, you get to do something.
There's a tradition that after you're done, you get to ring a bell on your way out. So I'm gonna ring the bell.
No sweeter sound than hearing that bell.
Yeah, very emotional, I'm sure, for all of you and for all of us that love you both. And the giving back, I think, in her journal, and all of the ladies that she's prayed for and all of the ladies that she's encouraged to get mammograms that may not have, especially during the pandemic, is a real, as she put it, a testament, and it's her testimony now.
Yeah.
And it's great.
She's inspiring, she's remarkable, but she'd be the first to tell you God gives her that. And so we want to thank everybody for their thoughts, their prayers, their comments tonight. Dan saying just got misty-eyed. Teresa says grab a tissue. I need a tissue. Renita says God is good. Joyce says tears. And Pamela says ring the bell. Yeah. So again, if you are scheduling a mammogram, put the date that you're going to have yours in the comments section. And Janae's going to pray for you. She'll add your name to her prayer calendar, and she'll pray for you. Because early detection saves lives. That is her big message. She wanted to beat cancer, talk about her faith, and be able to encourage women to get in there for an annual screening, Angela. It's so important.
It is so important, and I tell you, there are, I'm sure, hundreds of women that she has encouraged and will continue. I can't imagine that this changes course for her. This is just the beginning of really praying and helping other women, get the test.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching that personal story. I'm going to get the tears dried up before the news coming up at 13 News at 11. And again, rain tomorrow for a portion of the day, right?
Yeah, off and on showers, chance for a thunderstorm. Really may change kind of hour by hour, so take the app along with you. And if you're headed to the track for opening day for practice, take the rain gear. I don't think you're going to need it all day, but off and on there will be some rain and a few thunderstorms.
And for those of you that have been dying for some hot weather, it's coming, isn't it?
The 7-day forecast has more 80s in it than anything else.
Can't wait. We have waited so long to have it. All right, thanks everybody for joining us here on Facebook Live. Be sure to join us tonight, 13 News at 11 o'clock. Angela will be there to lay out the 7-day forecast, get you all set for race week as we get ready for the Indianapolis 500 at the end of May. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you at 11. Good night.